Have you ever had a feeling deep in your gut that something just wasn't right? Maybe you ignored it, tried to rationalize it away, or brushed it off as paranoia. But later that night, before going to bed, you found out that your intuition was spot on. Most of us have experienced this at some point in our lives, and yet we often forget to trust our own instincts. The word intuition comes from the Latin word intuere, meaning to look inside or contemplate. Intuition is often described as a gut feeling or a hunch that comes from deep within us. It's that sense that something is off or that we're on the right track, even when we can't explain why. And while intuition may be difficult to define, there's no denying its power. Many of history's most successful individuals attribute their success to their intuition. Steve Jobs famously said, "Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become." Albert Einstein also recognized the importance of intuition, stating that the intuitive mind is a sacred gift and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honors the servant and has forgotten the gift. We live in a world that values rationality, logic, and data-driven decision-making. But intuition doesn't always play by those rules. It's often based on a subtle combination of past experiences, emotional intelligence, and unconscious knowledge. In other words, it's a form of intelligence that can be difficult to articulate or measure. So, how can we learn to trust our inner compass of intuition? The first step is to recognize that intuition is a legitimate form of intelligence. It's not some magical, mystical power that only a select few possess. We all have the capacity for intuition, and it's up to us to tap into it. Once you recognize the legitimacy of intuition, you can follow these steps to make use of your intuition. Mindfulness is a key factor in following your intuition. Mindfulness is the practice of bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. By being fully present and aware of your surroundings, you can start to tune into your intuition and the messages it's sending you. Your body is often the first thing to pick up on subtle signals that your brain hasn't yet processed. You might feel a pit in your stomach when you're about to make a bad decision, or your heart might race when you're in the presence of someone who makes you uncomfortable. Let's say you're considering taking a new job opportunity, but you're not sure if it's the right fit for you. You've done your research, talked to the hiring manager, and weighed the pros and cons, but you still can't shake the feeling that something isn't quite right. Well, this could be a signal that your brain has not processed yet. You might then try visualizing yourself in the new job and paying attention to how it makes you feel. Do you feel excited and energized, or do you feel drained and anxious? By paying attention to your emotional response, you can start to get a sense of whether the job is aligned with your values and goals. Being bold means having the courage to step outside your comfort zone and take risks. Make a decision and act on it. We all know that getting out of our comfort zone is scary. You are cruising comfortably on a job that you happily applied 5 years ago, and suddenly you decided to change your career path. Or maybe you finally decided to end a 10-year relationship. There are so many tough decisions that we make in life, career path, and relationship are just a few examples. Being bold doesn't mean being reckless. It means taking calculated risks that have the potential to pay off. It means that you are also prepared to fail or feel discomfort. Embrace the discomfort as a sign that you're growing and pushing your boundaries. There is always a beauty in making a decision. It always opens a whole new world of possibilities and experiences. It's also helpful to keep a journal or a record of your intuitive experiences. Write down any hunches or gut feelings you have, and note whether they turned out to be accurate or not. Over time, you may start to see patterns emerge that can help you hone your intuition. Indeed, our inner compass is a powerful tool that can help us navigate the many doors of opportunity that life presents. When we trust our intuition and listen to our bodies, we open ourselves up to different doors in our life. Sometimes, the doors that intuition leads us to may be exactly what we need in order to fulfill our goals and dreams. We may be presented with new opportunities, new relationships, or new ways of thinking that enrich our lives and help us grow. At other times, the doors that intuition leads us to may be unexpected or uncomfortable. We may be faced with difficult decisions or challenging situations. Regardless of where our inner compass leads us, the key is to trust ourselves and have faith that we are making the right decisions. Just always remember that you are the navigator of your life. You have the map, so take control of your priorities and destinations in life. Learn to trust your intuition, and wherever it leads you, make sure that it is always aligned with your values and goals.